Go over here so you can make it, and then if you go,
You're going tomorrow?
go to, close that. And then right there. No, oh, yeah, right there, and then. No. You could close the X out,
There,
and then
You grab those other.
Yeah.
a bunch of other guys in there. They come for support.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You can make it big if you want, and then it takes up most trees there. Yep.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Is that recording and everything up?
Looks like it does.
Hey, guys.
Oh, they're all here.
Oh. Cool. Look at the support we got here.
I bet.
Yeah.
You're.
We even got a deputy.
Think about that. Love it. We're tight, y'all. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll call this meeting to order. And the first order of business is, we have a new, police chief that we'd like to swear in, Ryan Cole. And, there'd be a little bit of, a transition period with the current chief and Ryan. But, we are thrilled to have you and, looking forward to, a long career now as chief.
Absolutely.
Megan, you wanna do the honors?
We need to do it in front of
That's
the
okay.
flag.
So what we're gonna, what we can do
Just slide
is,
down a little bit.
yeah, just make room for him. It actually would be really cool to have you guys right there.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Photographer.
Don't go very far.
You need me to move?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Here,
Them around like kids.
why don't you,
Yeah, just order them around.
Yeah, just order around.
okay, he has to be able to read it.
I thought he had to repeat after me.
Well, he can.
Yeah, some of us like to look at the words though.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you
Raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Ryan Cole,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the New York State of New York,
and the Constitution of New York State,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of probationary police chief
of probationary police chief
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I bet your family would like to get a picture or two,
Yeah.
and,
Maybe
maybe some
you
of his,
shaking a hand.
I will. Just relax, everybody.
There's a lot of bosses.
Okay,
Yep. And
good deal.
before all the officers go, let's bring you all back in and have him in the center for a picture and then get family pics. Like, we'll do.
Let me get out of the way.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to get back far enough to get them all.
We're gonna make it work.
I might have to work on some of them quads.
All right.
No, you're fine.
Are you sure? Okay. All right, here we go. Barb, can you do me a favor?
Yeah. Move
Can
it
you
back.
move that chair right there?
That good enough?
Thank you. Yeah. All right, here we go. Perfect.
Let me get one more.
Yep. There it is. Nice to hear. Okay, are we good?
No,
Nope.
not yet.
No.
You, he's the boss.
Keep smiling, keep smiling.
Okay, thank you guys.
Perfect.
Family.
Thank you all.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Huh?
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah,
Jim.
wait, don't go.
In the corner. You know better.
You know.
You can still boss him around for another.
Yeah, I got another month here to tell you what to do, so.
He's gonna do great.
Yes, yeah, we believe that.
All right,
All right.
you wanna get your wife and the girls and then the rest?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, big.
Somebody knows.
Can you
how to
girls look at
smile
me
down
really
there.
quick? Awesome. You're doing great. Good stuff.
Nice.
All right.
Rest of the, yeah,
For sure.
now's the time.
Crunch in.
Perfect.
All right.
And the rest of the fam? Just one more.
Why not?
There's more.
Still good?
This is great.
That's great.
Oh, they like that.
Right.
So there's nothing more important than all of you standing with him. So it's great that
Thank
you're all
you.
here.
Thank you all for your patience.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whose does this belong to?
Mine.
Oh, I was like, this is new. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Ryan, see you tomorrow, bright eyed and bushy tail.
That's right.
We're not making him stay tonight for the meeting, huh?
No, He starts tomorrow.
He starts tomorrow.
Thank you guys very much.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ronnie.
Next.
Okay. Okay,
All right.
one down. Where do I put it? Oh, here it is, on the other page. Okay, there is a, period of 3 months that, he is considered probationary, that's why he was sworn in there.
Yep.
And then becomes full-time.
Yeah, so does he have to take another oath?
He'll have to sign the book again, but that'll be done,
He doesn't have to do it
yeah, we don't do it at the
in
meeting.
the public, just a transition. Got it.
Yep. Excuse me. Okay. So, minutes of, October 22nd and the 24th.
I move we accept them. Both.
A second,
Second.
Can we do them separately?
I don't care, well, we can comment.
Okay, that, whatever you need. I need to abstain from the first set, because I wasn't there.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So.
So however you want to make that
Motion to
happen.
approve, October 22nd.
So
So
moved.
Any
Second.
comment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
One of them.
One abstention. Okay, the 24th minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Anything there? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Department head reports. There's a couple things that I'm gonna catch first. There's 2 people leaving here. So, chief.
What's to add? Off the top of my head, if anyone has any questions. I'll try to keep it short, Brian.
I'm jumping around a little bit because there's a meeting downstairs that couple will be going to, so. Any questions for the chief?
Mm-mm.
And Tim?
Nothing extra to add to my report. Anybody have any questions as well?
Nothing, okay. Now, I'll get back into order here. Superintendent, Tim Bacon is online.
Yes, I am. Oh, Anna heard me. Sorry. Oh, that actually turned your volume way down on me, but that's all right. We'll make do.
Anything-
Any questions for me?
We're thinking, Tim.
Just wanted to highlight about the tree plantings we had. I know the committee did a lot of work on that. That really came together quite well. We took care of a lot of trees that we had removed a year and a half ago, and we put them off of village right away with agreements with the resident themselves that they would take care of them. So I think that worked out really well. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of that.
Okay,
The folks on the tree committee were very appreciative of your team, Tim. I was at the tail end of the planting on Saturday, 26 were planted over a couple of days. And they were super grateful. And my gratitude goes out to Herb Bullock and Tim Appleknap and Lance and John Casterly. There's a big, huge team. I am missing several, I'm sure, but those were a couple of the leaders. So please pass our gratitude off to your team as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
anything else for Tim? Okay, recreation.
All right, just a few highlights. Recently I got a letter from the St. Lawrence County Youth Advisory Board. They are recommending $2,000 of grant monies for our summer recreation program next year. St. Lawrence County Board of Legislators, they do have to vote on it, at the end of the month, before we actually get the final letter. I'm working on a $50,000 grant for Buck Street Playground. Forward the info on to the mayor, so that way if anybody here wants to write a letter of support, that would be great. I have a lot of community members that have submitted letters of support already.
When's that due?
Preferably before Thanksgiving would be great. And then the application is due at the end of the year.
You didn't write a sample letter either, you know.
No, you need to work at it. But no, preferably I like the letters by Thanksgiving, so that way I have time in December to put it all together, because it's due at the end of the month, at the end of the year.
So then perhaps there's a little flexibility there, Mr. Mayor.
Maybe,
Yeah.
if you ask
But
nicely.
let's try.
I can only submit 5 letters, so the best will win.
Ooh, it's a competition.
And there's
Wow.
some pretty good ones, so,
Ooh.
I see what we're doing. I see how this is
The
working.
gauntlet there.
let's see here, here's some other highlights. Everybody knows the pavilion was painted, the exterior. I still can't believe that Greg Howard did that. It's unbelievable.
And he doesn't like heights.
He hates heights,
I'm with him.
and
He did a
to
great
see
job.
him on a 40-foot peak, it was impressive. But no, it was a lot of things came together for that. We had St. Lawrence Figure Skating Club, Kent Meyer Hockey put together all the volunteers to scrape the building. Dave and Kate Parker supplied the paint, so that way we got contractor pricing.
That's great.
Both Kent Meyer Hockey and St. Lawrence Figure Skated are donating money towards the cost of the paint. Obviously, Greg's time was 100% free, which is unbelievable. So it's quite amazing that we were able to pull that together. And luckily we had the weather to do it. Let's see here. We already talked about the tree plantings. November 7th was pretty busy. All the trees were delivered to the pavilion parking lot. It's a nice spot where they can unload everything. I hosted 40 first-year students from St. Lawrence. It was the same first-year program class that I hosted in the spring. Obviously different kids, but same class. And in the spring, they volunteered to do all of our spring cleanup at Remington Trail. And so this year they did all the tree maintenance in Benham River Park. They did a really good job. In 2 hours, I had them all divided up into groups, and we did a conveyor belt basically, and they did a really good job. Looks really nice out there. Another community member, Tim Appleknap. We hear a lot about Tim. He does a lot of little things behind the scene. And this spring, he did one of the community project applications to get new stools for the lobby of the pavilion. He sold all the stools to local businesses and families. So they basically, you know, they like to sponsor the chair. And so we have all the chairs, and then Tim and I are gonna be working on getting plaques on the back to commemorate everybody. Pretty much the same thing that they did with the other chairs, so it's a nice thing. And then October ice revenue, I'll have all those numbers next month. But yeah, we had our best month ever for Canton Minor hockey. Dave, Ryan Hayes, he's always been the scheduler, well, for the last 3 years he's been the scheduler, but now he's the president as well. And he's really been focused on keeping our schedule as full as possible. So that's really nice for us. And, yeah. Anybody has any questions? Happy to answer.
Busy season. That's
Okay.
all you're doing.
Economic development,
I don't think I have anything to add.
okay. Anything for Lee?
Well, I guess I didn't know if this was for Lee or Tim now that I see it, but I was just wondering about the bike shelter and the, yeah, the bike shelter. Is that it
And the
this
bike-
year? It is. So we're, okay, we're
It's been
so,
received.
yes. Mm-hmm.
And, I asked him about it today. I think when they get a chance to get it together, they'll put it together and.
Awesome.
Is our arch suspended till the spring?
No,
Work in progress.
Work in progress, okay.
we had the
Property survey.
property surveyed, and we're waiting for some more information from the surveyor, I think hopefully by the end of this week. And then, the arch is under construction with the artist right now,
Great.
and hoping to get that installed by year end too.
I'm hoping the week after Thanksgiving to be breaking ground over there to get the sonnet tubes in and the concrete foundation in with any luck.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, assessor.
Okay, hi, good evening. I did want to point out, I made a mistake. I'm confessing, I'm sorry. I was looking on my report, and on the basic star exemption for the seniors, I wrote that if they were turning 65 by December 2024, it's 2025. So any senior citizen who's turning 65 by December 31st, 2025 are eligible to apply for the enhanced star exemption if their income qualified by March 1st. If they're receiving a check, then it's automatic. If their income qualified, the state qualifies them, then they automatically put them into the enhanced star credit check. So I guess I'm sorry about that. I should have looked it over before I printed it out here. As far as the data collection, it's going strong. When I'm now down to 312 parcels left to collect. The last month I did Eddie Priorities and Minor Street Road and Northwoods Road. Those are done. And in the process of going out and doing County Route 27. I think that was the biggest road to collect in the town of Canton, and some of it's in the village of Canton. And hopefully by the end of December, I should be done with this. It's been interesting. Been finding a lot of things out there, and like I said, pitches have not been done since 1995 or 1999, so a lot changed. If there was any properties that I could not get down the driveway, then what I did is I put a date in our RPS file of January 1st, 2024, physically inspected, and we put a little note in there that there was no road access. You cannot see the house from the road. So this way it notifies that, why the house is not collected. So it's not just sitting out there blank. So we have something in there. Let's see. The exemptions, the aged exemptions, that will be mailed out at the end of December. And the agricultural will be going out as well, and the nonprofit exemption, the renewals. And if there's anybody new to this, they have to get in by March 1st, 2025. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, good.
All very helpful.
Good, okay,
Okay, thank you.
okay.
Historian.
Well, this report that you got this time was my shortest report ever, because December will be longer. But
Okay,
we're having an open house, Rennis Bizet and I, December 7th. It's a Saturday from noon to 3. And Rennis has gone through and made 8 albums of all the businesses here on Main Street and the side streets. And people are gonna be able to read these and talk about them. And that's what Rennis has wanted, because she grew up here. And when she'd be in the office working, I hear her laughing. But she's like, what I found, I used to go here, I used to go dancing here. So that's what's gonna be the day, going through 8 of these that she's made. She's very bad about us retiring. So I talked to Marianne about letting us be coming in, helping a person who ever retired. And we would do that once a week, and no money. She came to me, her husband had died, and she worked 45 years with the abstractor. She said, I don't want any money, I'm local, and I just want to work. She's with me 8 years, and doesn't get a penny. So she has been a gem. But December 7th will be our open house, and I'm gonna have maybe some music in there. And I'm gonna get cookies with the town hall on. Yeah, so that's our December 7th. Marianne is doing something later on. But Rennis wanted to get these stores out. I mean, she's in there laughing. And she's, I danced here, I drank here. Oh, that's a boyfriend.
It's a
I went
literal
out with.
stroll down memory lane.
It is, it is.
Yeah.
There are 8 of these she did.
Wow.
She will miss it. But anyway, my report in December will be full of many things.
well, we'll look forward to that.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Anything
It's hard
else
to
for,
think that I am.
huh?
It is hard for me to be.
Oh, I'm sure it
My
is.
children said you have to become our mother again.
Oh, that's hard to resist.
Yes. Yep, she's taken us away for a vacation. All of it.
Well, good.
I've loved all my jobs.
I've got a question on that. Just wondering, are you gonna replace the historian?
That's not, yes,
You are,
but there's resignation and I'll address that later in the,
later in this meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
anything else for, okay. Thank you. Sally's not here. You have her report. Is there anything I need to note or mention to her? In the board? Okay, you have the dog, the Moyer report. Things have been relatively quiet, some barking complaints, but he is active though, so I
Well,
will give
yeah.
you credit for. And you have the treasurer's report. And I don't think I missed anybody. Okay, so I need a motion to accept department head reports.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Anyone opposed? Committee reports. We got a few committees around that we can probably talk about. It's not on the agenda and
I think I can kick us off here.
yeah,
So, just economic development, we're talking about goal setting for the Economic Development Steering Committee for next year. Which reminds me, we need the consortium to.
yeah, I have a date for the consortium, I hope. And I gotta
Beautiful.
get an email out.
Great.
We're looking at I think it's December 19th. Y'all making notes about that.
Well, you know, springs
I
eternal.
gotta get an email out, because I have the one person pinned down that I needed to get pinned down, so.
Perfect. For infrastructure, the only thing I was going to note is that we did get notice from Barton and LaJudas. They sent us some information just this afternoon. I haven't had a chance to look at it about FEMA grants, mitigation monies through FEMA. Not sure if it's connected to the webinar that you
Well,
attended or not, but
Well, and I've made mention that we have a FEMA meeting coming up,
right.
next Monday. That, we will be sitting down and talking about the damage and reimbursement for damage, that kind of
Mhm.
work. But mitigation discussion will be part of that, so
Right.
that's,
So,
mitigation is gonna be important that we have engineering work done.
correct.
So, we're gonna have to have a discussion about that, because the engineering work takes time.
Exactly.
And if we're ready, when the funding comes, first come, first serve,
Right,
so.
right. So I just wanted to bring that up. I hadn't had a chance to dig into it yet to see if there was anything that was sort of immediate that we could pursue. But otherwise, I guess with respect to infrastructure, sort of more of the same, right? So working on the projects that we're working on. Communications and technology, we haven't been meeting because we really haven't had any agenda items to address, but we do have a meeting on December 12th scheduled. So if there are things that committee should, you know, take a look at, any sort of issues that folks are having with respect to communication and technology, I guess. Website, you know, anything like that, minus the outage, which obviously we'll discuss. Please let us know. Please let Barb or myself or one of the clerks know so that, we can discuss it. Finance committee, we've been meeting. We're working to be ready, for the transition to a new treasurer that we know will be coming. And we have a call coming with our auditors. I may be forgetting something, but I'll come back to it if so.
You reserve your right.
I reserve my right. That's right.
Okay, rec, Beth was our village representative interviewing Mark Smith to be, which is later in the
Yep.
agenda. She said it was a great interview and we are excited to have him as part of the team. I think the other part-time hires have worked out pretty well and, as Megan has reported, things are proceeding smoothly. So this will, the third person really provide some flexibility in the schedule, which everybody appreciates.
Okay,
And sustainability,
yes,
interest in the stormwater project, there's definitely committee interest in that, obviously. The application for the $50,000 grant from Clean Energy Community, NYSERDA grant, was submitted on Friday. Hopefully that's also a first time, come first served deal.
I didn't have to write a letter for that, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, but
guess Friday
that's
afternoon,
right, you wrote it.
You
I
signed
signed it.
Yes, you had to have a letter signed by you. There we go. Anyway,
I remember
so-
signing something.
there you go. Yeah. So we had the opening.
That's on you, Meg.
Me? We had the scoping call with NYSERDA about the energy
Yes.
studies, which we should, with Tim and Megan participating. That will probably get underway in January, but it doesn't matter. They don't have to be done, interestingly enough, for us to get the $50,000 grant. As long, because we've specified we're gonna use the money to implement recommendations from that. So work in progress on that front. And the other sustainability thing, well, Mary Ann, Kathy Schrady and I met with the superintendent today, just to say, you know, this is who we are, we're out here, we're gonna meet with the principal and perhaps the environmental club, just to get a little more broader scope. And a completely different kind of thing that's in the works, from sustainability is a repair fair, which is a concept that's been done like all over the country, and a couple of members of the committee have gone to them, where people who are good at fixing things, not necessarily a business, but you know, your neighbor can fix any kind of engine, or you know, the person who's across the street can sew anything or fix anything or mend anything. So it's a kind of thing where for community wide, like to say, everything doesn't have to get thrown away. There's ways to fix things and bring your things to get fixed. So it's gonna be in May. It's just in the early stages, and there's a template for doing this because it's been done. Some places, there's places in Vermont like that do it like once every 3 months. So it's a way for, you know, to just the notion that it's broken, you might not know how to fix it, but doesn't mean you have to throw it away and buy a new one. You can make it work. I mean, I think we've all felt that frustration. Your microwave, your, back in the day, your VCR, right? So that's, a few people on the committee are working on that. And that's probably it.
Okay,
We're, our little task force that we have to have, we get points for having the clean energy community
Yeah,
task
that
force.
That's right, we're meeting.
Our meeting,
Forgot to say that.
in December, maybe December 12th. I think.
Hopefully
picked a
not
date.
at the same time.
No, it comes after another one of our meetings.
Okay.
It's about that.
okay,
So we're still, you know, now we're working on the silver, we're bronze, so hopefully we'll be silver.
sounds good.
Complete Streets, we did not have a meeting this month because it was Veterans Day.
Okay.
And I will not be in attendance the next one, but I think our incoming trustee will fill my spot nicely if she wishes, but
She
And I
gave it a
will,
thumbs up, so we'll, you know.
check with Toby, make sure I have no not to button up, but
Nothing outstanding. That's it?
and then
Anything else? Okay, we'll move on. No communications and information. Old business. First item on the agenda was the Canton Township Veterans Banner Committee. I did, put that on the drive. I do have a few, flyers here too, if anybody wants it. This is something we've been working on with the veterans, and, it's a flag program that they are. The VFW post is working on recognizing, our veterans, probably in a similar way you see in a lot of other communities, where these, people buy, a flag, it's put up, Memorial Day, comes down on Veterans Day, somewhere in that range. So the program's just getting started. The town is gonna handle, collecting the applications, handling the money. The VFW and the members there, the committee will handle approvals and
Vetting up.
all vetting and all of that. We will help participate with getting some of the hardware up and hanging the flags. We got a few things to work out, but, and then the polls that they're gonna go on, they've already done a survey, on polls in the area. They can't use Main Street.
Right.
You know, our polls that are right here on Main Street, so. With what we do with flowers and everything, it's just not a room, so. I put that in the drive so that you could see it. There's some flyers here. If you have any questions, let me know. But it's gonna go live here probably, I think, early January. They have to get things ordered. Kind of an interesting thing, so,
Where do you get the application?
right here.
Thank you.
Get more at the library. Are we gonna have the application on the website?
That's what I was going,
I-
can we make
yes,
it
I-
digital?
I think it's already there.
Yeah, really?
Well,
It was there
perfect,
last Wednesday for the town board meeting.
perfect.
Awesome.
So,
And Heidi's got all the info.
so there's
Yes.
applications down in the town office. They're gonna handle you know,
Mhm.
comings and going. They're gonna have a separate bank account to account for the
Mhm.
money. It's a townwide project, you know, some of these may go up in, you know, Rensselaer Falls,
The 5 boroughs.
yeah, the 5 boroughs. You know, so,
That's good.
okay. 19 Minor Street, I didn't have much more to share on that. I keep it there, so it's, kind of front and center. We're really waiting on, New York Forward Awards, to see where that goes. We have, talked to the developers, so, we're gonna keep that front and center. In the drive was the, latest report on the sewer project by Barton LaJudas. They are progressing. I don't know if, I don't think Tim has anything more to share on that. But I think the design is coming along. We are waiting for, EFC to pull the trigger on the, when we close on funding.
Mhm.
Everything's approved. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of, we have to take care of that. The only concern we have is the bond anticipation notes that we took, you know, when they expire, if we have to extend it. So,
I know Barton and LaJudas has no intel on timing on that, or?
they keep in touch with them. But it's just a matter who's there first. Yeah, honestly, there's a
Yeah.
line.
It's
and-
gone into the black hole that is the state. And
Yep,
opening,
there is a black hole
yeah,
and,
and when it emerges.
it's all about
emerges.
timing.
Yeah.
So it's all about timing. That's all I have on that right now. To move on to new business, I do have to add, O to the bottom of the agenda. To accept the resignation of, Damon Lottie. And P, is the MOA with the town for the townwide reassessment. I put that, an MOA in the drive. I don't know if you saw it, but we'll talk about that when I get to the bottom. So, first item, authorized payment of vouchers and transfer funds.
Make a motion?
Second,
Excuse
Okay.
me?
Huh?
Excuse me? I just want to make sure I'm at the right meeting. I've been following, listening in. My name is Whitney Vercade with High Cap, New York. And my issue is
You're not
the,
at the right meeting.
oh, okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
That's what I was giving. Am I looking for a village meeting or a town meeting?
you're looking for a ZBA meeting.
ZBA, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Okay, did we vote on transfer of funds?
yes.
I have John Barb.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And can I just say, I appreciate the new format of that. Or-
Oh,
Of the money.
Yep.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's good.
Good comments noted.
Thank you.
We have a fire department member to approve. Braden. Should I say pony?
I wasn't sure and I
I'm not
didn't
sure.
Google it, I have to say. I didn't do that. I usually do when I don't know.
Well,
Phony.
I would guess.
Braden.
I make a motion, we approve, Braden. Or accept the.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we made reference to a FEMA meeting that's coming up. We had an initial, meeting. This next one is called a recovery scoping meeting. And it will be in person here on Monday at 2:00.
This Monday?
Yeah. The idea is that they will come. We had a heads up on the type of things that we can look for reimbursement on. You know, equipment used, overtime hours, expense for, well, a big expense was the lift station. We have motors replaced and
Mhm.
electronics replaced. We have hundreds of thousands of dollars involved in that. Straight time cannot be reimbursed if it's throughout the course of a normal workday. So cleanup can be reimbursed, so this is all part of what's gonna be discussed at this next meeting.
Okay.
The town just went through one, I believe it was today.
Mary Ann said there were 7 people, representatives of FEMA there.
Yeah, they asked me to have room for 8 people,
Okay.
so. That is on Monday. So there'll be more to follow. We did talk about, mitigation funds and that will be part of the conversation. But that'll be down the road, how that will
Mhm.
occur. But again, we have to be ready,
Right.
so. More to follow. Okay, we did swear in Ryan. So our next, item is I need your permission to proceed with a sergeant promotion. What that means is, asking the county for the list. The promotion list. It's a testable position. I need your permission to proceed.
You need a motion?
I would take it.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The next item follows right along. We need to begin the search for a new officer. I will tell you that the test has been given, but the results are not back. The physical agility test was given this past Saturday. So what I need from you is permission to begin a search for a new officer, when the list becomes available.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item was golf course superintendent. We would like to proceed. The current superintendent resigned. He's moving on to another job. So
Is he resigned yet, or is he still staying on through the end of the year?
well, we have to deal with how that is gonna work out, but we need to find a replacement.
Fine,
So it
yeah,
doesn't,
that's
it
okay.
has
So
nothing
that
to
has
do.
nothing to do with this. I make a motion that we search for a new golf course superintendent.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? It'll be posted. There is more discussion about how that will look, but the golf committee will make a proposal on how that will, what that will look like.
Right.
The next item was came out of our last meeting. We wanted to talk a bit about a stormwater task force.
Mm-hmm.
Anna met and Barb met with John.
Yeah.
And to talk about, he was the one who really brought it up, so we wanted to talk about it. I think there was a, little misunderstanding maybe along the way, but I thought it was good that we sat down and had a conversation, so Barb and Anna did that, so if you wanna talk about it, I think the other piece to that is, the email that, well, the thing that's gonna happen on the 5th.
Right.
Right,
Right.
that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, so we did meet, sit and meet with, John Rosales. We talked about, what the goals of such a task force might be. Sort of the ideas around looking for near and medium term solutions to address the issue, and particularly focusing on nature-based solutions. So taking a look at the watershed, looking for maybe for catchment areas, et cetera. So taking a holistic view and seeing what we can identify in the shorter term, recognizing, of course, that we need to replace our stormwater infrastructure. But that ultimately, anything that we are able to do will only help us in the long run, right? There's no sort of downside to this. So that was the conversation we had. We talked about, okay, what are the areas of expertise or the roles, that we would want to have on such a task force, right? These are, we need some folks with some knowledge about some particular things. So we sort of started making a list there. We agreed to look at models for other communities that have done this, so we don't reinvent wheels that don't require
We've got a
inventing.
couple of samples.
So, yep, and we have some samples to look at.
John put his
Yep,
intern to
yep,
work.
yeah. And, I need one of those.
Yeah, I know. Jim really is doing great with that,
And,
like.
then we decided that, certainly we weren't quite ready to really like put together a structure, so, we would go to the December 5th meeting, that you mentioned, that is being held at Clarkson. And, sort of see what comes out of that and what opportunities and resources are available to us then, and then Barb and I and John would regroup and sort of come up with some sort of proposal at that point. I don't know what you want to add, because
Sustainability talked about this as well, and there's some people on there with some relevant expertise that are certainly interested, and a number of people from sustainability are going to that meeting on the 5th as well, so.
I signed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as did I. So
Me too.
it sounds interesting, and
Mhm.
I think it's a good meeting of the minds, kind of, and then it also gives us a format where we all heard the same stuff and we're kind of moving forward with the
Mhm.
same information. So,
Apparently there is gonna be discussion about grant funding at this, so that's a lot. We also, during the meeting, we talked about that, and that part of the goal is to access existing funding where we
Right,
can,
right.
right? Like to look for this and sort of be able to put our collective brains behind that.
The hive mind is at work.
Right. So all very positive, I
would
thought.
say very positive.
Probably more next month from us.
Okay, yeah,
We'll know a lot more.
okay. Next item is to approve a part-time recreation hire, Mark Smith.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go, Megan. Club car lease purchase is the next item.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Tim's here, and he has provided us with several spreadsheets on this subject. We have the option of purchasing outright and funding it ourselves, through a loan, or going to a lease program.
Well, we're leasing now,
We're leasing now.
and Tim gets credit for introducing the concept of purchasing outright.
Yeah,
I think he
absolutely.
deserves credit for that, because we haven't really done that, I don't think, in the past, so.
Well, years and years ago, we had bought, but, I think, I don't know that they stayed on top of things at that point, and it turned into a bit of a problem.
Got it.
So, Tim, do you have any recommendations you want to make now?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Very-
All right, good. So were you guys all able to get that Excel spreadsheet that I kind of threw together and check it out?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That was, I was trying to attempt to compare us purchasing over leasing over the next 10 years
Mhm.
and try to put, somewhat of an educated guess of what maintenance would be, what we should be saving for maintenance, that kind of thing. It means
Mhm.
you can see at the end of this where a couple $100,000 different almost if we were to purchase over a continuing lease program. So that, that was just kind of my look at it. This doesn't mean that we could purchase and even in year 5 after they're paid for, they have residual that we will, because we will own them. And you can't find a card out there for less than 15 to 1800. So we still would have that to trade in towards a new purchase or a new lease if we didn't desire to do that. I would like to go after purchasing, and I guess it's up to you guys how we want to go about doing that. There's a municipal bond right now. They're 3.79% for 5 years. Granted, this won't be locked in until spring when we are taking the actual delivery. So right now we have been seeing interest rates going down. I'm hoping that maybe that might look a little more attractive even at that point. So that being said, there's that portion of it. The lease of the 51 carts, lease or purchase. And then I'd like to outright purchase soon, this fall, a range cart that is a lease buyout because we don't really need to lease that. I don't feel again and pay interest on something that we don't need to replace. It's not that bad off. And another that's a 2020 machine. We got a 2018 machine that's a utility cart. I'd like to purchase that. And then a bed that would go on one of the beverage carts that we currently own, just one of them, and still keep one, and convert that to a utility cart. And this would all put us in pretty good shape out there, a little bit better than we are now. And that's on that spreadsheet as well for 11,175. So I guess it's up to you guys how we want to go about that. But really, what I'm looking for is I got a contract to sign to secure the carts regardless. And then, secondly, it's whether our choice of how we choose to go about it.
I'm looking, I think the best way to do it is to, buy them and bond them. There is a possibility of funding through, the ARPA funds, depending on how that all works out, but I don't have answers on the ARPA funding yet, and things are coming to a head here very quickly. We might be able to fund it that way with the ARPA funds we have, and not cost us anything for interest.
Mhm. Well, and we don't have to do the financing part till the spring, till we
Right,
actually.
right, but we have to commit. We have to commit for two things. If I'm gonna use ARPA funds, I have to have a contract in place before December 31st.
Okay,
So I need permission to make the purchase, whether we decide to go and, finance
mhm,
or use ARPA funding for it. We
that's a
ended up,
secondary thing.
right, we ended up in better shape with the secondary source.
Mhm.
So the ARPA funds we were gonna use for that are now available, but now we have to have commitments.
Okay.
So it's coming very fast. So.
So it's,
So I need, I think we need permission to buy the carts,
so moved.
and we'll worry about the financing when I can give you a solid answer on whether I can use ARPA funds or if we're gonna, go to bond.
Okay,
I think we'll save a lot of money
yeah. According to
instead of
the-
leasing.
Half the fleet or the whole fleet.
Oh,
This is the whole thing.
51.
They rolled it into all together, yes.
51,
And were they the lithium ion or the lead acid?
lead acid.
The lithium ion are a lot more expensive.
Yeah, that's what I
That,
thought.
that was a little bit of a bridge too far.
I mean, it just wasn't gonna go.
It was too much.
Wasn't gonna go.
John, they're more money, and the data's not out there yet because they haven't been out long enough to really say, oh yeah, these are definitely good for 8 to 10 years. So I think our next go around, that would be when we'd be looking at those because we'll have better data at that point.
Fair.
Okay, so permission to proceed with the carts. Motion,
So moved.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, he needs permission to purchase those three items that, other than they would end up going back on the lease. As at the lease end now. So he would like to pick those items up
So moved.
now.
So the 2018 was the range cart.
Yeah, but that's due to go
Yeah,
back, I
it's
guess.
the range cards, 2020.
The 2020 is a range cart.
20,
Yeah, the other one is a dump cart.
a dump cart, and then the utility bed was for nothing of those two carts.
Right.
Correct, it's for another
Okay.
piece that we actually own.
I make a motion with Tim's recommendation to buy the 3 carts.
Okay.
Or the 3 items, 2 carts and the utility bed.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Okay, next item is is to accept the historian's letter of retirement. You knew about it the end of last month.
Mhm.
But now we get to accept it. Now, there is a search that is going on, and that is being conducted by the town. There's an ad out now, I believe, and they're accepting applications.
We did interview 5 a few months ago, not a few weeks ago. We didn't hire anyone. Now the new application is different. And, I'm still hoping we get a local person. For someone to go in there and take over what has become of that new place. It would take a long time to teach them.
Well,
So I hope we get someone local to apply. That's what I'm hoping for.
alls I know is that the application is open and,
And it's been changed to what it
So-
was.
yeah,
So-
but that's, on the shoulders of the town, because that's a town position, but it's a position that the village has to, that we support, and we're required to have a historian. So.
A historian for the town and the village.
Well, we can help spread the word.
Yes.
right,
And
think outside the
then
box.
Rennis and I have offered to volunteer free of charge to help the new hire.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Because, if it's not a local person, it's been a long distance. What's going on in there? And when we're on our stairs, believe it or not, Frank
Okay.
White walking up those 15 stairs all the time. And, Rennis came to me as when her husband died, she's been 8 years. Comes and she worked 45 years as the abstractors on these 19 stairs up and down. She says, I'm a local, I want to work, and I don't want any money. She has not been paid 1 penny. And she types everything you'll see typed in there. But I have a box here where the raw C, I ordered the Sunday paper. Because Walter Gunnison, a professor at St. Lawrence, wrote for years on everything. And I read that a lot because he did an incredible job. We had 4 archival boxes of newspapers going back to 1810.
That's great.
And they're available. There's 3 rooms, a library, the Russian boat thing. People are constantly coming in. And I need a person that will take this seriously. So I hope it goes well.
Well, we'll see what
To
happens.
shake the bushes.
And I'll volunteer. And so will Rennis.
Okay, that's gonna be in the
Fantastic.
minutes, so. We're
So-
gonna hold you to it.
I need a motion to accept Linda's resignation. It's effective December 20th.
The kids made me do it.
I will move that, with much gratitude to all of your dedication to, our community, and all the heart and soul that you've put into that new space. We definitely appreciate, all the work that you've done.
I was very proud to walk these main streets, the side streets.
And it's good.
And that's
We
why I
appreciate
want to stay involved with the collection.
Great, fantastic.
I'm offering that. We don't want any money, but I just gotta help the new person. If they're not as
Great.
local.
So moved.
Second, go ahead, and again, it's a great place, so much fun to go down there.
Don't one of you want the job?
All in favor?
Roger Bailey,
Did you wanna say
Tom
something?
Vanderwater are in there all the time researching.
I
Yeah,
don't think we can do this and that.
Okay, let's
We'll
move
work
on.
it out.
Towing bids is the next item. There was one.
I'll admit that fell down on the job and didn't go looking. Do we know if that has changed? Is that?
It's right in the ballpark.
It's okay.
Eric Johnson
Mm-hmm.
Towing and Recovery,
Yeah.
And that was the only one I received, correct?
the only
Yes.
one received,
It's like the only,
usually the only one received.
yeah.
Need a
So-
motion,
She moves.
second,
Second.
all in favor,
Aye.
any opposed? Okay, next item is approve Tim Nolan to go to training.
Where do you get to go?
Yeah. Tim's gone.
Yeah.
I think it's the annual training that he needs to do,
Is it in Lake Placid?
Usually,
usually.
yeah.
Did you get a, I don't know
Pilot
if you saw
training.
that. Okay. So I need a motion to
So
approve
moved.
his training.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item was a reminder of our annual meeting, which will be on the 2nd at 6 o'clock,
Monday?
Monday,
Mhm.
first Monday of December.
I cannot believe.
Kara gets sworn in.
Right.
Exciting.
Huh?
Might get, that's good.
No, you're done at noon.
You're done.
And actually, Kara's official at noon, but she has to get sworn in.
I can't remember, so.
That's high noon is when it all happens. We'll have our meeting on, at 6 o'clock.
We don't wanna have the meeting at high noon.
You wanna do the
Some of
meeting
us
at
are
high
at
noon?
work.
It was, yeah. the
You
whole
wanna
thing
get
with
out?
Potsdam is not a thing. No,
Okay, next item was to accept the resignation of Damon Lottie. He was the gentleman that has moved on from rec. All in
So
favor?
moved.
So moved,
Second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Mhm.
Next item I added on is an MOA, and I have put it in the drive, so you had a chance to see it. It's for our agreement on the townwide reassessment. Mary Ann asked me to write it. So what I did was use what, well, Barb, I think you had a hand in the, agreements.
Yes, yep.
So I took that agreement and used that as a basis.
Okay.
And made modifications, and then she and I went back and forth a little bit, so. I
Seems to spell everything out.
think we got it,
Yes, and then some.
and then some, but, she insisted on a couple of things, so. That agreement outlines how we will pay our share of reassessment. The numbers, we pay 1/3 of whatever the, expenses. The total is gonna be 180,000. 170 plus a $10,000 piece in there
for
for unusual
yeah.
properties. And there's an exhibit, and I'll attach it to the whole thing. Down the road as part of the agreement, but I just need approval to go ahead and sign that. Once they sign the contract and their board approves it also.
So it's,
I don't expect that there'll be any modifications to this, but if there are, they'll be minor.
Mhm.
It's the numbers that count,
yeah, so it's a third of 180.
correct? But it had to be spelled out a certain way.
Sure. I get that.
We will be paying our first piece before the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and then we won't pay the next piece until after our new budget starts,
Right,
which would be in June, and then the final in the following June. So I insisted on that.
So
That's
June
it.
25 and June 26.
so it's
Yeah.
really over 3 fiscal years.
Really?
That's smart.
And the number quoted by them is good, but a lot of it has to do with the work that the assessor's done
Mm-hmm.
getting ready.
Sure.
Now, it's been what, 16 years?
Hmm.
It's been a long time,
Gonna be exciting.
and.
No. Is that-
Exciting maybe
That's
an
such a good
understatement.
word.
Look at your tax bill. You can have an idea right there. On your tax bill, it tells you what 100% valuation of your property
Yeah.
is.
But it's gonna be important for people to understand that with reval, the tax rate changes too,
Correct.
so. We don't want people to get too scared.
We need to start now with the educational piece of this.
So I need permission to sign that when it's appropriate.
So moved.
Second.
If you had a suggestion for a correction, I understand. And this is pending, you know, a couple of little details.
Okay, I'll send you
If
my
there's
suggestion.
If there's a comma somewhere,
Tiny.
We appreciate that.
well, I figure it's tiny, but you know, you
Well-
wouldn't be you unless you said something.
Earth shattering, she would tell you.
She takes particular pride in doing it.
Oh,
Well, you know. I
That's why it's
seconded
good to
it.
have a
All
scholar
in
on
favor?
the team, right?
Huh?
So why it's good to have a scholar.
Oh, there's two of them sitting here.
Across from each other.
doing the mind meld thing.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Okay.
great. This is
Next item
good.
is public comment.
I got something. My surprise for you all, the pictures are going on back up in the boardroom.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
good.
That will be back, and I also work in the display case, the big one,
Oh,
in the
good.
hallway.
Awesome.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
Because I love doing that.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have 3,000 fun.
So you could spare a few for us.
And Dennis Farr is volunteered to come in and redo framing for it,
Oh, good.
Oh,
and Greg actually backed us to play.
Inspirational.
There we go.
Yes.
Any other comment?
Only comment I've got is a couple of them. Number one, I want to thank Linda for what she's done. She's done a hell of a job. I really believe that, okay? I mean, I've been in there and it's just unbelievable. And I would make this comment that I would hope that we would, hire somebody from within, meaning somebody from Canton.
Yeah.
I think that's a very wise thing to do. They have some insight on what's happened and transpired here. The other
Would you
thing
like
I-
a job?
No,
Please.
no, you've done it. I couldn't follow you. The other thing is, I just was curious on the battery you've already answered my question. You're getting battery golf carts,
Right,
correct?
right.
Yeah.
Did you look into motorized ones at all?
Gas?
Why not? I'm just curious.
We've had, the golf pro, I don't know, we've just had electric ones right along.
Okay.
Also,
There's
I could just say NYSERDA would not probably be happy. That would be considered in the state of New York a giant step backwards as far as energy efficiency goes.
I don't know if you've got in your budgets the replacement of batteries and everything that.
That will be
that's gonna
planned
happen.
for.
That's gonna.
Yeah, that's
Right.
planned for
That
in
is
the,
gonna have to
That's-
do a
that's a-
major,
Yeah.
A line.
major
And they've,
maintenance, because
well-
I've worked there.
right, and they've been maintaining the batteries for years and years. He puts water in them. I mean, I would give Kevin a lot of credit. He's very astute.
Diligent.
He's very diligent about the maintenance of the batteries. He has a good relationship with the company, and when he thinks one's, not good, they have a pretty good replacement. If it's within the number of years that they can get a replacement, and he does do the maintenance, cause I know that is an important part of it, but. It's, I don't know if they ever did have gas.
I'm sure they had gas at one time. And it is a matter of, where do we fall within some of the things we're trying to accomplish with, the environment? And we
Mhm.
weren't ready to go to lithium ion and, we didn't want to go backwards
Right.
with the gas, so.
And we do understand, we're pretty well versed in how expensive batteries are.
Yeah, they're really
I
expensive.
know,
Right.
I know. We
Right,
we had an ice resurfacer that had big ones.
Yeah.
That were hefty.
10 grand every
Pop.
Okay,
3 years.
Yeah. So we get it, for sure.
thank you. Any other comments?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Is the village still collecting data about the supply line?
Yes,
Okay,
and, letters are going out.
okay,
4 letters are going out.
so,
There's a pile of them down there. Yes,
right, and is there a follow-up step to the supply line testing? Is there lateral line testing? Is it works or,
yes,
thanks,
and water testing.
yep.
I want to thank also the committee that did the veterans thing. I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
That was very, very well done.
Yeah.
We're looking forward,
For a while.
we're looking forward to it starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We got it nailed down now, so.
okay. Need a motion. Oh.
To answer, we've always had battery at the golf course, because my dad was the first golf pro.
Right.
And they were all battery.
They were all battery?
They were
Some
all
of them
battery.
were
Fascinating.
There you go.
Old school battery.
Okay.
I just was gonna say this is gonna be my last official village board meeting, so it's been a pleasure serving with all of you over the last year. It's amazing, or 11 months, I guess we'll say, so.
Yep.
And I welcome Kara to the board. And I also encourage, other people to get involved in their community. I know the mayor has a few other
We got some openings.
opening positions that he's looking to fill, so. I'm sure if you reached out to him, if you're interested, I'm sure a list could be posted, but, hopefully there'll be a time where maybe I get back involved, just, a lot going on, with my career and, job. I know a lot of other young people, face that as well, and I don't know maybe what can be done to, encourage more young people to, get involved. It's always a tricky thing, and, unfortunately volunteering and is far and far not in between, but it's just harder to commit with the price and value of time nowadays.
Well, get your house built and then we'll come back at you.
Well, but anyway, so just wanted to say thank you guys and
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Okay, with that, I need a motion to go into executive session. I need to speak briefly about a piece of property.
Second.
No in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? 7:41. Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay, good night. Night.
Nice.
See ya.